Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, everyone. We're continuing with Bhagavad Gita as it is. Chapter number 18, text number 70. अध्येष्यते च य इमं धर्म्यं संवादम् आवयुः ज्ञानयज्ञेन तेनाहम् इष्टः स्याम् इति मे मतिः. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. And I declare that he who studies this sacred conversation of ours worships me by his intelligence. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So, final part of Bhagavad Gita, the end of Bhagavad Gita today. I think it's taken us quite a couple of months to finish the Bhagavad Gita, maybe a year, I'm not sure. But today we are going to hear the conclusion of the Bhagavad Gita. And through these last few verses, we will also, in fact, through the whole Bhagavad Gita, we get different secrets that Krishna is giving through Arjuna to us on how to reach him. And here there is a declaration. And Krishna's declaration is ultimate and supreme. He is declaring that anyone who studies this sacred conversation, which means the conversation between Krishna and Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita. So the result will be that the intelligence will really become very sharpened. And then one will be able to use their intelligence to worship Krishna. Now, it is possible to understand Bhagavad Gita only when one hears it with faith, and there is no envy in the heart. And the result will be that a person will become free from all sinful reactions and at last achieve the supreme destination. So, even earlier, Krishna told Arjuna that Bhagavad Gita is not for those who are envious people, but those who are pious. Why is it that we invite so many people to come hear Bhagavad Gita, but only just a handful come? It's because these handful are pious people. They have accumulated a lot of piety in their previous lives and even in this life, and then they get the opportunity and they are interested in hearing. But those who are envious, they're not interested in hearing. But when person hears with faith, then, supposing a person is not envious, but if that person hears with faith, then that person will become interested in hearing about Krishna. And if they hear from a bona fide source, see, we've been hearing this point since chapter 4, where Krishna tells Arjuna, Evam parampara praptam imam rajashya vidu, that if one hears the Bhagavad Gita in strict disciplic succession, then a person makes advancement. Then a person becomes more interested in hearing Bhagavad Gita and ultimately become free from all sinful reactions. Srila Prabhupada mentions in the purport of these last few verses that just by hearing Bhagavad Gita, a person becomes righteous. And those who have, those who are on this path of Bhakti Yoga, those who are, following Bhagavad Gita, teaching Bhagavad Gita, practicing Bhagavad Gita, they give an opportunity to everyone to hear Bhagavad Gita. Just like on Facebook, I advertise every week about this science of Bhakti Yoga, this spiritual science, so that people can come and hear this sacred conversation between Krishna and Arjuna. And the result will be free from all sinful reactions. So those who are interested in Bhagavad Gita, those who take up Bhagavad Gita very easily, they are the ones, Prabhupada says, they have become free from sinful reactions. So now Krishna is asking a question to Arjuna. Have you heard this conversation with an attentive mind? See, that's the first qualification of hearing Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam is complete attention, attentive hearing. This is what helps us to become self-realized. So Krishna is asking Arjuna, did you hear with an attentive mind? And is the result that your ignorance and your illusion is dispelled? Krishna is asking Arjuna. You see, because Bhagavad Gita is not just a religious book, it's a great treasure house. So if one hears with an attentive mind, then one gets the benefit. Otherwise, what's the benefit? No benefit at all. You see, according to Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, most people, in fact, Prabhupada says, everyone is born in illusion. Most people are ignorant of the purpose of human life. But Bhagavad Gita helps to remove all that if one hears with an attentive mind. It's very difficult to control the mind, but with practice, we can do that. So here we see Krishna, he is acting as a spiritual master of Arjuna, as a guru of Arjuna. So it's a duty of the guru to make sure that the disciple has understood, you see. And it's a duty of the guru that if the disciple hasn't understood, to repeat the message. And that's what Krishna is telling Arjuna. Have you understood? Otherwise, I'm ready to speak the Bhagavad Gita all over again to you. But the beauty is that when we hear from a bona fide source, which means this knowledge coming down straight from the perfect source, which is Krishna, just like in the Bhagavad Gita as it is, if we open the introduction and we go to the last page of introduction, there is a list of parampara, the list of bona fide acharyas, from Krishna to Brahma to Narada to Vyasa to Madhva. Like that, the whole disciplic chain is coming down up to number 32, that is Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada gave this knowledge to Gopal Krishna Goswami, and Gopal Krishna Goswami gave this knowledge to me. So that is the parampara. So when we hear from a bona fide source, then ignorance gets dispelled by mercy of Krishna. Why? Because Bhagavad Gita is not written by a poet or a fiction writer or a novel writer. No. These are the words of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself. So when we hear this knowledge in strict disciplic succession, then Krishna gives a guarantee that a person will become liberated. There will be no more ignorance. But that will happen when, after hearing with an attentive mind, we put it into practice. You see? So when Krishna asked this question to Arjuna, is your illusion dispelled? Is your ignorance gone? Did you hear with an attentive mind? And what was Arjuna's reply? He said, yes, my illusion is gone. And I have regained my memory. And Krishna, by your mercy, now I am firm and I'm free from all doubts, and I'm prepared to act according to your instructions. See, previously in the beginning, chapter 1, we see Arjuna is lamenting. He is confused. He is in illusion and he doesn't know what to do, whether he should fight, which is his prescribed duty, or he should not fight. So after hearing this knowledge from Krishna, Arjuna's illusion is dispelled and he is ready to follow Krishna's instructions. You see, we are parts of Krishna. Like Krishna says, Mamaib Amsha Jiva Loke, Jiva Bhuta Sanatana, that we are eternal parts of the Supreme Lord. And Jivera Swarup hoy Krishna ra Nitya Das. And our eternal position is to be a servant of Krishna. So those who remember this and follow this, they become liberated even in this life. Liberation is not something you get after death. You can become liberated even in this present body. But those who forget their position, that they are servant of the Lord and they are parts of the Lord, then they remain conditioned in this material world. So there are two choices. If we follow Bhagavad Gita and serve Krishna, the Supreme Lord, we become free, liberation. And if we serve our senses, we serve, Maya is, illusion is called Maya. So if we serve Maya, or if we want to remain in illusion, then we remain conditioned in bondage, right? So those who start hearing Bhagavad Gita with an attentive mind, then gradually they start surrendering to Krishna voluntarily, not by force. Excuse me. So that is what Bhagavad Gita is teaching us. If we don't want to be liberated, then we will continue to roam around in illusion, from one body to another, to another, to another in this material world. And the consciousness then will be, I'm God and I'm the controller, I'm the Lord of all I survey. That all is illusion, you see? So the real knowledge is, I am a spirit soul, I am part of Krishna, and I am an eternal servant of Krishna. See? So if we really want to be liberated, then according to the Bhagavad Gita, we need help of a pure devotee, someone who is practicing Bhagavad Gita in their day-to-day life. What is Bhagavad Gita teaching us? Krishna tells us, I am the Supreme Lord. I am the controller. Sarvasya chaham hridi sanivishto. I am in everyone's heart. I am the witness. I am the best friend. I am the proprietor. I am the father. You see, I am the best friend. This is what Krishna is teaching us in the Bhagavad Gita. No, excuse me. So Arjuna now has become free from illusion. How? Just by hearing Bhagavad Gita with an attentive mind. And he's understood, yes, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So until and unless one comes to the platform of knowledge, you see, Bhakti Yoga is not based on blind faith. Oh, someone said, so we do it. No. That is why Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita. He gave knowledge. Now, if Krishna wanted, he could have looked into the eyes of Arjuna and liberated him and made him understand everything. No. He gave step by step knowledge so that we can also get this knowledge and understand the purpose of human form of life, you see. So when we get knowledge, then surrendering to the instructions of Krishna becomes very natural. Just like Arjuna. He understood and he agreed to do his prescribed duty, which is to fight on Krishna's order. He wanted to fulfill Krishna's desire, you see. So he took up his bow and arrow and he began to fight in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So now the next few verses is spoken by Sanjaya. If you remember in the beginning of the Bhagavad Gita, when we started, I had explained how Sanjaya, who was with Dhritarashtra, the blind king. He was in the palace sitting with the blind king, but he got spiritual vision from his guru, from his spiritual master Vyasadeva, by which he was able to see the battlefield of Kurukshetra. He could hear the conversation between Krishna and Arjuna while sitting in the palace, and he was narrating everything that happened there to Dhritarashtra, the blind king, who was, of course, blind materially and spiritually also. So here, Sanjaya, he is telling Dhritarashtra that after hearing everything, I've heard this wonderful conversation between two great souls. Who? Krishna and Arjuna. You see? And he says this message given by Krishna is so wonderful that my hair is standing on end. So beautiful is this conversation. You see? In the first chapter, verse number 1, where Bhagavad Gita starts, is Dhritarashtra speaking. That's the only time Dhritarashtra spoke. And what did he say? Dharma kshetre kurukshetre samaveta yuyutsava mamakaha pandavascheva kim kurvata Sanjaya. He wanted to know from Sanjaya that you can see what's happening in Kurukshetra. Please tell me where in Kurukshetra my sons and Pandu's sons, Pandavas, they have gathered together in Kurukshetra. What did they do? You see? So, by mercy of Vyasadeva, Sanjaya was able to see and he explained. And Sanjaya is explaining to Dhritarashtra why this conversation is so wonderful. It's because it's between two great souls. This has never happened before and it'll never happen again. It's wonderful because the Supreme Lord is speaking. What is he talking about? About himself, about his opulences, about his energies. And this conversation is not going to happen again. And this happened more than 5,000 years ago. You see? So Prabhupada says that if we follow in the footsteps of Arjuna, in other words, we hear Bhagavad Gita like he heard with an attentive mind, and we follow Krishna's instructions like he did, then we will be liberated. There will be permanent happiness because we'll be self-realized. You see? So Sanjaya is telling Dhritarashtra that by the mercy of Guru, I have heard this most confidential conversation directly between the master of mysticism, that is Krishna, and between Arjuna. So from this we understand that we cannot understand without the help of a guru. We need a spiritual master to teach us the Bhagavad Gita. So when the guru is bona fide, then hearing Bhagavad Gita also becomes bona fide. And the final conclusion or the final instruction is surrender unto Krishna. That is the topmost yogi. You see, we've heard the yoga ladder, right? Karma yoga, jnana yoga, dhyana yoga, ashtanga yoga, bhakti yoga. See, bhakti yoga is topmost. So one who's practicing bhakti yoga is the topmost yogi. And Sanjaya, just by hearing this conversation, his senses got purified. Just by hearing Bhagavad Gita with an attentive mind. So Arjuna, of course, was very fortunate because he heard it directly from Krishna, the Supreme Lord. And Sanjaya was also very fortunate because by the grace of his spiritual master Vyasadeva, he also heard. So there's no difference between hearing Bhagavad Gita directly from Krishna or directly from his pure representative, that is the bona fide spiritual master in Parampara. So there is no difference provided that Guru is in disciplic succession because he is given the power by Krishna himself. Krishna says, within I am the Paramatma, the Super Soul, and without I am my direct representative who is the spiritual master. So Sanjaya, he was very thrilled recalling the Bhagavad Gita, hearing the Bhagavad Gita. And he says, hearing Bhagavad Gita makes one righteous. And such a person attains full consciousness of Krishna. Why? Because a person becomes enlightened just by hearing Bhagavad Gita and enjoys bliss. So Sanjaya, he is remembering not only the instructions, but the beautiful form of Krishna that he saw on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. And he tells Dhritarashtra, I'm struck with wonder. He's struck with wonder. And he says, I'm rejoicing again and again just by seeing the beautiful form of Krishna. So it's not that just hearing, but even seeing Krishna and Arjuna and their conversation. He even saw the universal form of the Lord. If you remember, in chapter 11, we see Krishna showing the universal form to Arjuna. Sanjaya also saw that. You see? So now Sanjaya is telling Dhritarashtra, he's giving an indirect hint to Dhritarashtra. He says, wherever there is Krishna, wherever there is Arjuna, certainly there will be opulence, there will be victory, there will be extraordinary power, there is going to be morality. This is the result of having Krishna on your side. Where was Krishna on the battlefield? He was on the side of the Pandavas, the righteous, the religious people. Whereas the other side was the irreligious people, the Kauravas, the sons of Dhritarashtra. You see? So wherever there is Krishna, that means if Krishna is in our lives, then there's going to be opulence, victory, extraordinary power, and morality. And Sanjaya says, this is my opinion. So, indirect hint to Dhritarashtra is Krishna is not on the side of your children. Your sons are by themselves. Krishna is on the opposite side. So, where's there's going to be victory? Pandavas are going to win this battle of Kurukshetra. So, don't think that your 100 sons are going to be victorious. No. The victory is on the other side. Why? Because Krishna is on their side. So he made it very clear to Dhritarashtra, you may desire, you may think, you may want. It's not going to happen because Krishna is not on the side of your son. So Sanjaya, he is predicting to he's actually predicting to Dhritarashtra that Yudhishthir is going to become the king. Who is Yudhishthir? He is the eldest of all the Pandavas. Indirectly, he's telling Dhritarashtra, Pandavas are going to win and Yudhishthir is going to become the king. So when we have Krishna on our side, we don't need anything else. Now, the million-dollar question is, how can we have Krishna on our side? Do you all have that question? I'm sure you all have that question in your mind. How? Very simple method. Mantra meditation. If we chant the holy names of the Lord every single day without fail. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. That's the medication for us in Kali Yuga, where we are totally covered up by Maya, which is illusion. That's the only way. There is no other way. So the verdict of 18th chapter is surrender unto Krishna. And that is the highest perfection. And that is the essence of the Bhagavad Gita also. And basically, that's also the conclusion of the Bhagavad Gita. To surrender to Krishna in full consciousness, not half-heartedly, which means I will hear Bhagavad Gita only on Sundays and I will chant only on Sundays, something. No, it has to be every day. We should make it a habit to read Bhagavad Gita on our own every day. Open up Bhagavad Gita as it is and read at least one verse with translation and purport. Just one verse every day. And you will see the change it will bring in your life. Bhagavad Gita is so very powerful. It's a treasure house, you see. So the most confidential instruction Krishna is giving to Arjuna is to please perform full devotional service in my consciousness. In other words, whatever we have heard in the Bhagavad Gita now, it's a time to put it into practice. And this is the secret gateway to reaching Krishna. Now we have a choice. First of all, we need to decide, what do we want? Do we want to become self realized? Do we want to become fully conscious of Krishna? Do we want to attain Krishna? Do we want to go to the spiritual world? Then this is the only way. Harinam, Harinam, Harinam eva kevalam kalo nastev gatiranyata. This is what Krishna told us 500 years ago when he came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Only chanting, chanting, chanting. That's the only way. There is no other way, no other way, no other way to achieve perfection. If we want to, if that is our goal, to go back to the spiritual world, to attain Krishna, to live with Krishna permanently, in permanent happiness and peace and joy and bliss, then this is the only way. That is why in every class I stress on the importance of chanting every day. And guess what? The medication is always provided with a dosage, right? When we go to the doctor gives a prescription that also not only gives the name of the medicine, but also how many times and for how long to take it. So the dosage for us to get rid of Maya illusion is to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, 16 rounds every day. So try to at least start chanting one round, then make it two, then four, then eight, and finally come to 16 rounds. There is no other way. Until and unless we take the right dosage on a daily basis, how will we find the result? We won't experience the result. So, this is the secret way to reach Krishna. So, we end the whole Bhagavad Gita today. Today comes the end of Bhagavad Gita as it is. So, as we discussed earlier, I think it was last Sunday, we decided we will take a break of 3 weeks. There will be no class for 3 weeks. And then on February 15th will be our first class, and that will be on Srimad Bhagavatam. So we will start Srimad Bhagavatam from February 15. So it's my very humble request to all of you to please chant Hare Krishna every day, as many rounds as possible, with an attentive mind. Attentive mind is very, very important. So that's my very humble request. And so I'm going to end now. If any of you have any questions or comments, you are very welcome to ask.